Right, and we are back. Got episode 4, Chitown Lowdown. We're going over the picks, talking about the Bears game here, looking ahead to week 12.
Week 12. Yep, that's right. Are we
Excited to be here.
starting with the Bears game?
Yeah, I think start there. I mean, there's quite a bit that's transpired over the
Yeah.
last week, really, in terms of all the stuff we were talking about last week doesn't really pertain anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start. So this week it's a big game, obviously. Conference game against the Lions. They're a tough team. They're hot coming into the game. We are getting Fields back. Doesn't even carry a injury designation into the game today. So we got to expect he's going to be healthy. And I think for the Bears to win this one, he's going to have to do it with his arm. I think they're not going to get much going on the run game with the front seven of the Lions. So Fields comes back, and he's got to get right back on script with DJ Moore early, and get Cole Kmet involved, and maybe even Darnell Mooney. If they can do that and not turn the ball over and maybe give up no more than 3 sacks, I think they'll be in the game at the end and have a chance to win. But if those things don't happen, I think the Lions win pretty handily.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Campbell seemed to be respecting the Bears. I watched a bit of his interview that he did leading up to this week's game. I think it was Wednesday. But, I mean, they're not taking it lightly. It's a division game. Dan Campbell's been on record saying that those count as 2. So, I mean, I think they're going to show up to play for sure. And I don't know. I mean, a lot of things need to go right for the Bears, but I think the opportunity is there for us to win outright. Tom, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, getting Justin Fields back. He's got a healthy O-line. We saw that with Bagent. If we can keep that pocket clean. I'd love to see the deep ball today. And, we need to run the ball as well. We need that nice, healthy mix. I'm a little scared of Hutchinson. He's kind of scary. But overall, the pass rush of the Lions isn't great, I don't believe. So I think we can run on them. And if they don't give much pressure, we'll see how it goes. But I think we lose this one. Like I said before, I think we split with Lions, and we need to win at home. But being Justin Fields just coming back, I don't think he's going to have as much rhythm as I'd like. But I think we lose, unfortunately.
Well, I think I share the same level of optimism with most Bears fans this week. Getting your starting quarterback healthy and back is always refreshing. Appreciate Bagent 2-2 as a starter while Fields has been out. The fact that is his record and we're 3-7. We kind of came out of that 4-game stretch in pretty good shape. So I think this is a very important stretch of games coming up for Justin Fields. Like, this is going to determine what route this organization takes in the offseason, the way we finish off this season. I personally am of the belief at the moment that we keep Fields, we go get Marvin Harrison Jr., and we hopefully can trade our other first-round pick and continue to build the team in the areas that we need to build the team in. As for hopes this week as it relates to this game, I just want to see us play competitively. Like, I wouldn't pick us to win this week. I think the Lions are playing really well. But if we play competitively in this game and in the rest of the games throughout the year, I'll be happy. I just don't want to look like an unorganized team that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. So that is my hope, and I think that the overall health of the team is in a good spot right now. So hopefully we can put some things together and look competent.
Not embarrass ourselves out there.
I kind of have a dumb question, but like, what can we do? Like, if we don't win the game, what would be some wins that you could take away from the game? Like, what are some things that you'd like to see from just the Bears generally? Like, couple things, couple points.
Yeah, I think to piggyback off what Luke had just mentioned about Justin Fields, huge stretch for him to finish this season out. You know, if he plays well and really can command the offense and be a leader on the team and inspire other, his teammates, I think he sticks around, and we continue to build around him. If we see more of what we saw in the first few weeks from Fields, then it's tough to bring him back in and try to build around a guy that hasn't consistently performed well. So that's a big one. And then we're getting a lot of guys back from injury this week. So, we should be close to full strength. And that means we should see some of the best football we've seen out of the Bears yet to this point in the year. So if they can play competitively against the Lions and make this a game into the fourth quarter, that's a huge takeaway for me.
So you think we've got a harder road ahead if Fields doesn't play well through the remainder of the season? Then we have to fill that quarterback position. That's tougher than building around Fields, who's playing. I mean, that goes without saying, I guess, now that I just repeated it back.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of the same thing for me, is like, obviously with Fields coming back, it's going to be a huge point of emphasis in the game. But I would like to obviously see how like the running backs play, as see Deontay Foreman is in the mix at all. I know he's got his ankle injury, but Khalil Herbert coming back and playing well would be great. I think Eberflus was saying that he looked strong in practice, so that's always promising to hear. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see the offensive line continue to do well against this great run stop that the Lions have, like number 3 defense against the run. So if our offensive line can push the guys around and we can have success in the running game, I think that's another huge takeaway that we could look for. Tom?
Yeah, side note here, Jesse, do you have a new backdrop here? Are you in your basement? What's going on?
Yeah, mixing it up a little bit.
I'm digging it.
I got the Bears blanket out in the back, super fan style. But yeah, in the basement today.
Nice.
Thanks for noticing.
Justin Fields has there's no excuses here. We're all healthy. Eberflus even said he's got his best 5 out there in terms of linemen, offensive line.
Kind of sucks that Lucas Patrick's included in that, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, well, Bears have their best 5. So, if he's not performing, we had a little bit of consistency with Bajan, I felt. He threw a lot of interceptions and such, but there was some consistency in there. I'd love to see that with Fields. I'm a firm believer in the run. I would love to see if Foreman's healthy today, like a 50-50 Herbert Foreman, Foreman in the red zone, Herbert, making some plays, just big yardage gains. Got to have the run game. And then, if we're running it, I think that pass offense will come alive. I'd like to see Justin spread it out a little bit, not just to DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, and Mooney, like Jesse said. Yeah.
Last thing I would add on this is, you guys have all touched kind of on the offensive side. One thing that when I was last on, we'd all talked about was the pass rush in the Carolina game. And you're going from a bottom tier team in the league and looking like you're able to get some pressure on Bryce Young, chasing him around. I want to see what they can do today.
This is a different animal.
This Detroit offensive line is one of the better units in the league. Yeah. And that's overall units. Like you can look at any team across the league, and this offensive line is going to be up there. So I'd like to see what they can do in terms of getting some pressure on Goff. This is a guy who's not interested in getting out of the pocket. He's going to sit in there and let his offensive line protect him. So with Montez Sweat and the 2 young guys in the middle, Dexter Pickens, Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker, let's see some pressure today. And on that note, I think it's probably a good time to kick off some picks. So we'll start with our pride and joy here, the Chicago Bears at Detroit. Detroit is favored -8 for an 11 o'clock Mountain Standard kickoff for me and Wargs. Jess, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I think Fields doesn't turn the ball over. I think the offensive line plays well, and I think that the Bears are in this at the end, and I do think that they cover the spread with the +8. Bears.
I will piggyback off that. I've got the same pick. I said that there's a chance that the Bears win outright. Justin Fields is going to have to prove himself in the fourth quarter. That's a place that he's been a little lackluster. So if we're close in the fourth, which I think we can be, then it's time to see it. So I'm going to pick the Bears to cover as well.
So just to get this straight, I'm not a betting man. You're picking the Bears to cover the spread, but you're not picking them to win?
Correct.
Just both.
So the Bears,
yeah.
Bears can lose by 7 points or less, and we still win.
I understand that. And I agree. I think this is a big game for the Bears. I think they feel it, and they're healthy. I think, we don't get beat by that much.
Take the over as well. Sprinkle that. Sorry, Luke.
Oh, you're good. I feel like it wouldn't be wise for all four of us to pick the Bears to cover.
It's your record.
We're so optimistic.
So
it's your record.
I do think that they can play a competitive game and still fail to manage or, to cover the spread. So just for the sake of, not cursing us, I'll take the Lions to cover -8.
Get this guy, out of here.
I'll take one for the team here. You guys will thank me later because the Bears will cover because of this and possibly even win the game. And if I had picked them to cover, I would have doomed us. So you guys can boo me now, but you can cheer me on later.
Yep.
So to look at the remaining 12 o'clock slate here, we've got Arizona Cardinals at the Houston Texans. Texans are favored -5.5. What do we think?
I think that the Cards just getting Kyler Murray back, and I think he keeps them in this game to the end as well. I think it's a close game, but I'm going to take the Cardinals on the spread. But I do think that CJ Stroud and the Texans offense wins the game in the end, but I do think it's close in the fourth quarter.
I'll take the opposite side. CJ Stroud's been playing really well. I think he continues to play well. The new COD just came out, so he will be compromised. Kyler Murray, that is. So, yeah, Stroud's going to pick him apart. I mean, Arizona's got a good defense. I just think Texas's offense is too good, or Houston. Yeah, the Texans.
Yeah, last week I betted against the Texans, and they won. So, Texans. Gonna just blow them out.
Man.
Feel it.
Smart man.
Blow out. I'm with Jesse. I think the Cardinals with Murray back are, I want to say, a good team. I said some not so nice things about Kyler Murray earlier on an earlier podcast. I still don't love him as a person, but I think as a player, he does enough for this team to keep them competitive. I'm also a big believer. I touched on this last time we made picks of teams coming off like extreme highs, and I think the Texans. I said this last time, and they proved me wrong. But I'm going to stick to my guns here and say that it's time for a little bit of a step back, just in terms of the overall momentum. Could still win the game, but I'm going to take the Cardinals to cover.
So you don't see CJ Stroud in the MVP?
No way, man.
You're not on that.
CJ Stroud could definitely be in the MVP race, without a doubt. I mean, I think he's done more than enough to be in that conversation. And I don't think this game's I don't see him being the reason the Texans don't cover in this game. I just think that Arizona's with Murray back is good enough to stick around with them.
Okay. So that was a good split, 2-2.
Next game is New York Giants, and I'm not sure who's playing quarterback for them this week, either DeVito or Tyrod, at the Washington Commanders. Commanders are favored -8.
Ooh, this is a tough one. The Giants have been playing really, really, really bad, and this is the regression to the mean from the floor. You know, they got to start playing a little bit better, I think. You know what? I took them last week against the crazy Dallas spread.
That didn't work.
That's different.
It didn't work. It didn't work. But you mentioning that Tyrod Taylor or if DeVito, I'd like to know who is starting it.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Tyrod Taylor is on that team?
Yeah, if Tyrod Taylor's playing, then I think that the Giants cover. If DeVito's at quarterback, I think Washington covers.
Well, I will have an answer in just a moment, and we will allow you to adjust your pick if necessary.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. This is a really bad game.
It looks like DeVito is still starting today. Okay. So you're taking the Commanders.
I'm going to take the Commanders. Yeah, they can't get anything going on offense with the players that they have right now. And it starts with DeVito. I mean, they can give the ball to Saquon 20+ times a game, but the offensive line isn't able to get any push, get to the second level, and get to the linebackers. So I'm DeVito starting, Commanders cover.
I'm taking the Commanders as well. Yeah. I don't know. Their defense is still good, even though they dealt all their studs off of it. I think they're still good. I'm going to pretend like they're still good. Commanders are going to kill them.
Yeah. Commanders cover. Giants kind of have like a receiving core like the Panthers. I don't know anybody. They do have Saquon, but it's like they're not going to score much, you know.
Asking Saquon to do a lot is tough, I feel like. Especially, I don't know. All right, Luke, you're going last, and all three of us have picked the Commanders. So what are you thinking?
Yeah. So I don't have any emotional ties to this game or irrational thoughts as I would with the Bears. This is a division game, which gives me a little bit of hesitation. Anytime teams are playing in division, it just feels like there's a little bit more motivation on behalf of the underdog. But I'm just poking around, looking at a few different things. I touched on DeVito last week. Obviously not a ton of confidence in him as a starter. The clips of his family in the stands in Dallas. I know it's an easy joke to make, but it was something straight out of a Sopranos episode. They just looked so
awesome,
stereotypical, like what you would imagine them to look like. You have an image in your mind, and then they show them, and you're like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. But I just looked at the injury report for the Giants. They've got their best cornerback is out. Sam Howell's leading the league in passing yards right now. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I mean, Washington can throw the ball around. So I'll take Washington to cover -8 in this one. Hopefully they can pull that off. Not super confident on that one. Next game, Dallas at Carolina. Dallas, another big favorite this week. They're favored -11. Jesm.
You go first, Luke. Let's reverse order.
Okay.
I think he's always about the reversing order. I love it.
I'm going to go with Dallas here. Don't need a ton of explanation.
Thank God.
They were big favorites last week. Big favorites again this week. I think they can cover this spread against Carolina. Tom, Jim?
Yeah,
It's the
I mean,
fastest
Dallas,
poop pick Luke has ever made. Fastest poop Luke has ever made.
Dallas has been kicking bad teams' butts. So, Dallas, baby.
Tom, Jim, fast pick. I too will make a fast pick. Carolina, get right game. Let's go. Nah, I'm not going to take that. I'm just kidding. I'm taking Dallas.
Hold on.
Just saying that sounded so wrong. I wanted to say it with conviction, and couldn't do it. So
Yeah. I don't like Dallas on the road. For whatever reason, I'm gonna take Carolina here. I don't know. It's not really any. I just think they've been playing so well. The offense has been playing so well for Dallas that they need to regress a little bit. And Carolina, they're 1-8. These guys don't want to just continue to lose. These athletes are competitive. They want to win. They're going to come out and play hard at home. And I think they cover the 11 points. So I'm going to go Carolina.
Yeah.
Well,
I forget about the point spread, like I'm just
that is the whole point of this, Tom.
I
So
know,
try to
but I'm
keep
just
that
like,
in mind when we're
who's going to win the
making
game?
picks.
Who's going to win the game? Dallas. 11 points
Yes.
is a lot of points,
Do you want to change your pick?
No, not for this one.
Okay. All right. Well, to Jesse's point, Dallas is 2-3 against the spread this year on the road. So take that for what it's worth.
Panthers are dude.
They're going to do
Next
it.
game on the 12 o'clock slot is Vegas at Miami. Miami's favored -14. This is a big spread. I believe it's Miami coming off a bye this week.
Yes.
Yeah. So, obviously Raiders are playing at an elevated level right now with the coaching change. It's like teams should just hire dummy coaches and have the guy that you actually want to be the head coach is third in line. And then every time you're playing shitty throughout the year, you just be like, we're firing this guy. And then the whole team's like, okay, we're going to play better now. And that's what the Raiders have been doing the last 2 weeks since Josh McDaniels, who was fired, and Antonio Pierce has come in. 14 is a lot, but with the Dolphins coming off a bye 2 weeks to prepare for this one, you know what? I'm going to take the Raiders +14. I think they can hang in there.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah, I am. But yeah, I'm going to take them. Tom?
I was kind of with you, but I just see the Dolphins headline. Dolphins 50 points. I don't hate the Raiders defense, but Dolphins are playing at home. I'm gonna take the Dolphins spread. Yeah, I think they do it.
I don't want to be mean, Tom, but name one player other than Max Crosby on the Vegas Raiders defense.
Well, you got me. I don't know. Max Crosby. Yeah. I'm not a Raiders fan.
No, I mean, he comprises their defense. It's fair. That's the only person I know. So you could have said any name, and I would have said, whatever. So you two are you're on Miami. You said, sorry, I missed that. I was thinking of my little church.
Tom's on Miami. Just for the record, I am on Vegas.
I got that. Yeah, because I'm gonna ride with you
over there.
I liked a lot of what you were saying. I think the little nerd coach down there in Miami who thinks he's all cute with his play calling and stuff. I think he tries to get a little too cute. He had the bye week. He's going to overanalyze this, analysis by paralysis. Vegas is going to mix it up. Their defense is really good, like Tom said. They're going to give him some different looks, and Vegas covers that.
Analysis by paralysis.
Other way around.
Turn those around.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on this one. I think that they're gonna just come out with some really creative offensive packages coming off the bye week. They're getting Achane back. He adds a different level to what their offense is capable of. And although the Raiders have been playing well, I think the Dolphins defense is pretty good. And I think they give Aiden O'Connell some trouble and give him some looks that are going to confuse him a little bit. So I think the Dolphins cover at home.
I
You
forget
say
that Aiden
Arcane?
O'Connell's playing there.
What's that guy's name? I was so always his name was Arcane, like the magic.
Arcanine?
Achane.
Achane.
Is there an R in there? There's no R. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
going
you.
to play Pokemon on my phone after this, though. Thanks for reminding me.
RuneScape, dude.
So next game here, we've got Pittsburgh at Cleveland, and Cleveland is favored -2. I don't.
That's insane. What?
Yeah, this is a strange line for me. I just literally put in a bet for Steelers money line on this. I saw it and just immediately put it in. Reason being, I think Tomlin is just like the definition of a blood in the water type guy. Like he can smell fear and weakness. I mean, if you've seen this man's face, it's wildly evident that he has like a sixth sense as it relates to being able to just like go in for the kill when the time is right. And I think with the Browns right now, Watson being out, it doesn't feel right. I mean, we've said it multiple times. Their defense is amazing, but I think in the division, you know how to exploit those teams' weaknesses a little bit more effectively. And I think that, like I said, I think Tomlin really knows these teams in the division. I think the Steelers are 6-3, which just seems impossible with Kenny Pickett at quarterback. But yeah, I like the Steelers here to win outright. I'll take them +2.
Jesse, it looks like you're looking something up. Are you looking up the starting quarterback for Cleveland right now? Because I got it for you.
No, I was looking up Pittsburgh Steelers record, which it is 6-3. I thought they were 5-4, but
No, they're 6-3.
Yeah. PJ Walker, I believe, right, Wards?
That's
No.
Dorian
Thompson
Thomas Robinson.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
UCLA.
UCLA.
And he's a rookie this year. I just don't see that going well. TJ Watt's going to eat his lunch probably.
What was the spread again? Pittsburgh by 2?
Cleveland is favored by 2 in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Tom says, "Oh, like he knows what that means."
Hey, I do now. All right, it's going to be interesting seeing Kenny Pickett in this offense going against this Cleveland Brown D. I can't see this being a high-scoring game whatsoever. So 2 points, isn't out of the. It's not crazy, but I think Pittsburgh is going to win this game. So +2 Pittsburgh, right? Not Cleveland.
The over-under's at 34.5. That is, for Vegas to put the line there, it's going to be a dumpster fire of a game, I would think.
Yeah.
So you got Pitt as well. I don't know. This new starting quarterback in Cleveland. They've got a really good defense. Pittsburgh's got TJ Watt.
I thought you froze there, dude.
I have no idea what to pick. I'll take Pittsburgh as well. I want to bet them money line. That sounds like a fun bet. So I'll take Pitt. On the road at Cleveland? Oh God. All right. Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Yeah, this one's hard. You guys all took Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna fade y'all, and I'm gonna take Cleveland. I think they could win 16-10, 13-10, something like that.
I want to go last. Dude.
I think the Browns defense still gets it done. Like this Pittsburgh offense isn't great by any means, and maybe they get some good field position that leads to a couple field goals and maybe even a defensive touchdown. Like I don't know if the offense scores a touchdown, but I could definitely see the defense scoring a touchdown against Steelers offense. So I'm gonna go Cleveland.
The land at home. Let's mix up the order again, Tom. Do you actually want to go last, or because then you have everybody else to persuade you?
Like, let's reverse the order. Let me go last so I can pick opposite and get more points.
Or less.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, Tom. You're right. Yeah. Jesse, you're going first again.
Well, let's make Wargo go first.
Okay, well, all right, Wargo, it's your turn. So next we have Tennessee at Jacksonville. Tennessee is favored -6, Jacksonville is favored -6.5 in this game. Wargs, what do you think?
I don't like Will Levis. I made that apparent in the last show. Jacksonville is playing well. They're at home, which means virtually nothing for them. Give me Jacksonville at home. Tom, do you want to go next?
Or I'll go next.
Okay. I'll go since Tom wants to go last.
Okay.
So it was -6.5 Jacksonville at home. Yeah. I think I'll take Jacksonville on that. After coming off that game against 49ers, they want to prove something, and I don't think Tennessee is quite at 100% or at least all on the same page with the rookie Will Levis at quarterback. So I think Jacksonville covers the spread here and plays well.
Quick trigger. I want to go Jacksonville right off the bat because they just got the crap kicked out of them last week by San Francisco. And, that was I talked San Francisco up, and I was like, their defense is terrifying. And then I took Jacksonville to cover, and they lost by 31 points. I think it was 34-3. I was right about that defense. It was really good, but we're not talking about San Francisco right now. We're talking about Jacksonville. And the only thing that makes me hesitate is okay, they're going to be hungry for a bounce back coming off a severe ass whooping. Mike Vrabel is another one of those guys, blood in the water. He is true Belichick disciple. He knows where you're hurting and where you're unable to execute, and he just he makes you only have that a lot of times. Again, division game. I think Jacksonville will win this, but I'm going to take Tennessee to cover here. I just feel like this division as a whole at the beginning of the year, it was Jacksonville easy. They're going to win this thing. Now we've got Houston in the mix. Tennessee plays tough the later in the year they go. Usually they get Derrick Henry rolling a little bit. Obviously this isn't going to be cold weather in Jacksonville, but I just feel like this game could be close. So I'm gonna take Tennessee to cover 6.5. Tom?
I think Jacksonville is a top 7 team in the league. Maybe seven, but they're up there.
Who were the 6 in front of them? Just name the 6 teams in front of them.
Just to be, just to get the.
You don't have to do that, Tom. It's all right. We trust you. I like it. Putting them.
Yeah, I still think they're a good team. They played a good team last week. I think Lawrence doesn't turn the ball over today, and Etienne gets a little more involved, and I think they cover this against a not great Titans team.
I don't know why. I like taking both quarterbacks to throw interceptions. It usually doesn't happen where both QBs from both teams throw an interception, but the odds are usually pretty decent, -125, -110. And I feel like that's what this is going to be, and I'm going to take both of them. Sorry. All right. Next game.
How many did he have? 2 interceptions last week, Lawrence? I mean, that's unlike him. I feel
like sometimes he just throws directly to the defender, or like the ball is just so far underthrown, or like behind a guy. And it's just like, who was that to?
Sometimes he's off. Not this week though.
But then he definitely doesn't let it get in his head. He comes out and keeps slanging that thing like Tyson Bagent when
have you seen his hair? You gotta have the most confidence in the world with those locks, dude.
Kind of looks like a greaser to me, but I respect it because that's how I look with long hair.
Next game, still on the 12 o'clock slate here. Last game on the 12 o'clock slate. We're doing good. Chargers at Lambeau against the Packers, and the Chargers favored -3. Horse, thoughts? Feelings?
Sorry, yeah, I'm getting it written down, so it's not the best that I go, but I do like to be impulsive.
Okay.
My mom always said that I was impulsive, so this plays. Yeah, give me the Chargers -3. Lambeau, not that tough of a place to play. In all seriousness, their team sucks. Everybody hates Jordan Love. Green Bay is trash. Their fan base is trash, and give me the Chargers on the road. Picking a lot of road favorites or just road dogs even too. I don't know. I'm picking teams that go playing away.
Just Chargers. Chargers. I choose the Chargers.
Just taking the high road. I took the chance to drag Green Bay every chance that I get.
I loved it.
Tom, you want to go next? You want me to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Chargers. Lambeau, if it was a Sunday night football game, prime time, I think this might be a little different, but I
don't even know who shows up to this game, honestly. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan in Lambeau, would you get out of bed this morning?
That one crazy Chargers fan that they showed on Sunday Night Football.
I was thinking of people sitting behind them, like the Saints, people with their Pope hats and stuff. And then it's like, yeah, I'm like looking at the people behind them and they're just like having the worst time ever.
Yeah. Three is not a lot. I mean, I think Chargers.
So,
hey.
yeah, I hesitate to take the Chargers here because then we're all on the Chargers and we're all obviously none of us want Green Bay to win. So I could be cursing us by jumping on board, but I like the Chargers as well. If they'd have won that game last week against Detroit, it'd be on a 3-game win streak right now. They lost that by 3 points, could have won it. So I think they're starting to put some things together.
Don't look your coach.
Brandon Staley, I did say he was going to be fired. Yeah, I mean, I still stand by that. He will be fired at some point in the next decade from the head coaching position here. But
the next decade,
fair,
yeah, guaranteed, he will not be the coach for the Chargers 10 years from now. So yeah, I'll take Chargers as well. The first game in the afternoon slate is Tampa Bay. Going all the way across the country to San Francisco to play the Niners, and the Niners are favored 13.5 in this one. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll stick with it. 13.5
Okay.
Niners.
Yeah.
Or do we want to switch it up? I don't know. Let's do at least a couple more. We just got to this order. Yeah. 13.5. I don't know if Tampa Bay is that bad. For some reason, I could see this game coming down to the wire. My dad has a Tampa Bay. One of his buddies is a Tampa Bay fan. I like the guy, Jeff. He came to our wedding. Great guy. Give me Tampa Bay to cover for Jeff.
Hell yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, for Jeff.
Shout out, Jeff.
You better like and subscribe, Jeff.
If he likes Barry, I like
subscribe.
him.
His name is Jeff.
Looking at this game, Luke mentioned it last week. This 49ers defense is insane. And the offense is getting their weapons back with Trent Williams. He's, not a weapon. Or he is a weapon. He just moves people. And Debo came back, and it just added another dynamic to their offense. They're just tough. And Tampa Bay having to travel across the country, I think San Francisco covers.
Yeah, if this was at, I'll go. If this was at, Tampa, I think I'd have a little hesitancy to take them. Or 49er. I'm going to take the 49ers. I'm looking too much into it. You got to take the good teams. But it's like, so what's the spread? 13-9?
13.5.
Oh.
13-9.
13.9? No? Okay.
Is that a Niner?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, at home, they played
Niners.
well. Christian McCaffrey getting 2 TDs here.
Yeah, make up for that one he missed last week.
Yeah.
I hate my pick.
Yeah, so I just right off the bat, I'm going to take the Niners in this spot for the reasons I mentioned last week and doubted them. I'm taking them here. And I recommend to anybody who may listen to this I just saw this clip this week. It was from the Browns-Niners game earlier this year. Myles Garrett on Trent Williams. Myles Garrett tossed Trent Williams, and it was one of the more shocking things I've ever seen in my life. Because Trent Williams, all you see are clips of him just ruining people and embarrassing them. And to see another human being do that to him, I highly recommend going and watching it. I love those clips where it's just like guys doing stuff that you're just like, how is that possible? Yeah. And to see him thrown to his knees by another human being was incredible. I love the guy. But yeah, check that out. Niners 13.5 in this one.
No clip of it. Sorry to piggyback off that. I saw something incredible when we were frisbee golfing the other day. Shout out to Savannah for going frisbee golfing with me, and I made her play, which she enjoyed.
Newlywed.
Her up the whole time. I was like, that was really good. Now, really good. Keep it flat. You got it. But we saw a black fox with a white tail. So we looked it up, and they're like super rare. It was a silver fox, and of course, it was running right next to the freaking road. But everybody was like seeing it because it was a crazy looking fox. So like everybody was slowing down and stuff, and we were just like, oh my god! And then we saw it on the other side of the road. But really cool.
Or your spirit animal?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of looked like Lulu a little bit. Her brothers are a lot like darker and more brindle. That's how I was like, Savannah, that could have been Lulu's brother. She's a little foxy lady.
So you're saying it could have been a dog?
No, it was definitely a fox.
Okay.
I'm gonna go last on this next one. I'm gonna throw it out there and let you guys go. I'm gonna call Mariah real fast. She just called me, so I just want to make sure everything's good there. But this game is New York Jets at Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored -8.5.
I'll lead it off here.
8.5 Bills, you said?
Bills. Where's it at? Sorry.
At Buffalo.
At Buffalo. Buffalo is just a hard team to pick against because they just have the capability of just going off. A Jets defense hasn't, their run defense is a little bit questionable in my opinion. It's going to be tough. I take the Jets to cover the spread, Bills to win the game.
What about the Jets' run defense do you like?
I don't like the run.
Oh.
Defense. I think they're struggling with the run defense.
Got it.
Yeah, their coverage is just, out of this world. But, if a team can run on them, which Josh Allen is a running quarterback, Latavius Murray and then James Allen. What's his name? I always forget.
I just jump back on and I just hear a name I've never heard before. James Allen.
James Cook and Latavius Murray.
Oh, James Cook.
Yeah, James Cook.
Yeah.
His middle name's Allen, I'm pretty sure. You're not far off.
No, interesting fact about them. So James's middle name is Dalvin, and Dalvin's middle name is James. That's real.
Well, that's where I was getting.
You guys can look that up.
Interesting.
Allen sounds right though, Tom. We'll give you that one.
Thanks.
Yeah, close.
I'll go after Tom here. I'm also going to go Jets to cover. I think Josh Allen's questionable play continues against this really tough Jets defense. And they already gave them problems earlier in the year. The Jets did, and beat them. And I do think the Bills win this one in Buffalo, but I think it's close to the end, and the Jets make it a contested game.
Nice. Like it.
I'm going to take Buffalo to cover -8.5 here. I think, I touched on the coach firing thing earlier. They got rid of, I think it's Ken Dorsey was the OC for Buffalo. And, it's like, hey, that was his fault. That wasn't us.
Yeah.
This is on Ken.
Ball guy.
And now he's gone.
Yep.
So I think they simplify it for Josh Allen a little bit. I heard this week someone put, I can't remember where I heard it. It's on the podcast somewhere where somebody was asking what's the problem with Josh Allen right now. And it made sense to me. They just said he is the least patient person in the entire world. He doesn't want to wait for his guys to get open downfield. And he trusts his arm because it's incredibly strong. And so he'll try to force stuff. And I think they simplify it for him. Run the ball, let him run the ball. And I think that they get right here. I think they're still a good team. They're just in a horrible funk. And I think that the coach firing will help. So I'll take Buffalo -8.5.
Before you were go, I read something as well that Josh Allen, his turnovers, are pretty. He's up there in the interceptions, but every time there's only like 3 or 4 interceptions that have been costly, or 3, I think, and all the other ones have been just deep shots down the field, intercepted on the 10, 15-yard line, just like a punt.
Arm punts.
He's just going for it, and it's really not affecting field position and stuff. I just want to put that out there. I don't know. Look it up.
I don't know. I mean, he
He's
does
still
throw a
turning the
rocket
ball
ball, and I feel like the defenders have done a good job of catching the rocket balls. I feel like maybe sometimes the Jets secondary might struggle to catch those heaters. I think that Bills are going to cover. This is another game that I might pick an interception on both quarterbacks as well.
Under or over 2 interceptions for Josh Allen.
They just give you like a half, and then it's like the odds kind of suck or they're good. These are probably going to be pretty bad odds for the 2 quarterbacks here. Yep, Buffalo to cover. And Tom, you did pick the Jets to cover, or the Jets to cover, right?
Yes.
All right, Jets plus. Okay, all right.
All right. So next game here is going to be Seattle at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are favored -1.5.
Ooh.
I'm picking Seattle.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
I'm gonna take the Rams on this one. They're getting Stafford back, and they got Kupp, they got Puka Nacua. Seattle just seems like a mediocre team. I mean, some people think that there might be a top 10 type team, but I just don't see it this year. There's something off with Geno, and I don't know if it's chemistry with the wide receivers or what, but something's off there. I think Stafford has a huge game, and the Rams cover at home.
Luke, if you go next, it just goes in order that I have it written down, which I want to.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, I like Jesse's thought process here as well. I think Geno's probably coming. Like he had an incredible year last year. I think he's just kind of settling into what he really is, and that's he was playing above that last year. So Stafford being back for the Rams, I'll take the Rams -1.5.
Remember Nolan's take, dude? I still can't get over that. Top 5 quarterback in the league, Geno.
Nolan doesn't have a hard time throwing out some wild takes, which I respect.
Nolan is always trying to boost the value of the backup quarterbacks he holds on his fantasy roster so that he can trade them for something special when he just picked them up on waivers the week before.
Right.
He's like, oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. That we could do a whole cast on that.
I like the Rams. Yeah, they're good. Stafford's good. Nakua's good. Rams are good at home.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, they're not good, but I think they can cover against the Seahawks.
Where's the game at again? Sorry, I always ask.
It's in LA.
LA.
It's not far from Seattle, you know.
I guess not. Next game is Sunday Night Football, and we have Minnesota traveling to Denver here on this nice gray day in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And Denver Broncos are favored -3 against the best quarterback in the history of the league, Joshua Dobbs, the Rocket Man.
Yikes! Rocket Man.
Jesse,
Tom?
go ahead.
Jesse?
Yeah, I like Denver in this one. They're playing really good football. They beat the Chiefs. Who'd they beat last week? The Bills. They beat the Bills last week.
Yeah.
And Russell's playing great football. Defense is playing much better. I do love Josh Dobbs, but Justin Jefferson isn't coming back this week. He still has some good weapons around him, but I don't think they do enough to get it done in Denver. I think Russ and his squad do. Broncos country. Let's ride on the cover in Denver.
Yikes.
Wargo?
I can go next.
I can go next. Tom's just picking. The new order is Tom just picks at random who goes.
So Vikings have won 4 in a row coming into this. Denver's on 3 in a row.
Who would have thought that, looking at this game on the schedule, that these teams would have come on those win streaks? That's insane.
Yeah, no, it is strange. I like Denver to cover as well. I think that we're starting to see Sean Payton's effect on the team come into play. They just look like a more that's what I mean. It's the same thing. This is a better managed, well-run organization. Like, this is what happens.
1 week further into Sean Payton's tenure is that much better.
Exactly, and this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about with getting Harbaugh into Chicago. Like, when you get a guy who knows how to coach a team and run an organization, this is what can happen. I like Denver to cover -3. Another quick note on cool things. Look up some highlights of Pat Surtain. He is a beast. When they lost by 70 or 50 points to the Dolphins earlier this year, he ran down Tyreek Hill on multiple occasions. You won't see any other players in the league do that. He's top 3 cornerback in the league. If Jefferson was playing, yeah. If Justin Jefferson was playing, I think that I'd still take the Broncos -3. I don't think it would make that big of a difference for me. So, yeah.
Wow.
Tom?
Yeah. I picked Broncos last week. I think they're playing well. This is a tough one for me. I don't like Minnesota. They're in our division, Bears division. Broncos gonna cover.
Just Broncos. Say it. Hashtag just Broncos.
Yeah. I like how they're playing.
I want to stop the Josh Dobbs hate, but I did pick Denver before.
Nobody said anything about Josh Dobbs that was bad at all whatsoever.
You guys are disrespecting him on the road.
So pick him.
Nah, I'm gonna take the Broncos. Yeah, right. You thought you could trick me.
Hashtag stop Josh Dobbs hate.
So
dude, freaks me out.
We finish off. What is this? Week 11, week 12, which is crazy.
Tom said.
We finish off this week with.
This is week 11. I think
That
we
is
said
week 11.
at the beginning.
On paper, looks like an awesome game. Philly at Kansas City, Super Bowl rematch. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the meeting of two great houses here. The Kelseys and the Swifts will all be in attendance. It's like a damn, it's like that pre-wedding party that we had at Wargo's.
Yeah.
For Wargo's wedding. I mean, it's just a meeting of two great houses here. And, like we're looking at history being made. They will also play a football game.
True.
The Chiefs are favored -2.5. Anybody have any thoughts on the game? Or we can just talk about the Kelsey Swift thing?
Yeah, I'll hop in there. So I was watching ESPN this morning, and Jeremy Fowler did like a 20-minute segment on Taylor Swift.
Thank
And
the Lord.
I don't know, there's probably some analytics about how many viewers Taylor Swift is driving into the NFL right now, and
Okay.
they are, letting these media companies know that so that they can run all these different stories on Taylor Swift. It's just nuts, though. The volume of in terms of the game, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The Chiefs offense is a little bit anemic right now. The Eagles defense is really, really good, and I like the offense too. I do like the Chiefs defense, but I think the Eagles offense is able to get more done on Monday night in Kansas City, and they cover the spread.
Tom, who's next?
I'll go. I'm going strictly on a weather forecast here and some statistics. I think it might be a little bit breezy and wet in Kansas City, cold. Patrick Mahomes statistically does better than Jalen Hurts in the rain. At Arrowhead, Andy Reid with an extra, couple days to perform.
Come from?
Yeah, man. Oh. Okay. Kansas City.
Who'd Tom take?
Kansas
City?
Because Patrick Mahomes is better than Jalen Hurts in the rain.
And, yeah. And Andy Reid. With an extra day.
Taylor Swift effect. They're undefeated with her in attendance.
Not relevant here.
Okay. Got it.
I think this will be a great game. I think that both these teams I don't think they've taken any steps back. And I think that I'll take the Eagles plus 2.5. Kind of like a revenge type deal. They'll get this one back. The Chiefs will inevitably beat them again in the Super Bowl this year because ultimately whoever has the best quarterback is going to win these games, these big games when it gets into the playoffs and stuff like that. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the league, in my opinion. He's just incredible. And I don't love him. I think he complains a lot, but whatever. He's really good, so he can do that. So yeah, I'll take the Chiefs. I'll take the Eagles.
I was going to say, I wrote down the Eagles. I thought you picked the
Eagles.
I'm
taking the Eagles in the regular season. If they play again in the Super Bowl this year, I'll take the Chiefs again. But
Got it. Look ahead. So 2 points on the Taylor Swift thing that I want to get out before I forget because I have a small brain. The run was it's hard to imagine Taylor Swift playing sports in high school, right? The run to Travis after the concert, almost moderate tier athleticism. I mean, she had crazy shoes on, and it wasn't as bad as you might expect Taylor Swift to run. So props to her for, keeping the knees high when running towards Travis there. As well as the jersey sales was a big point that people wanted to make where now people are buying Travis Kelce jerseys because they're tapping into Taylor Swift's fan base, right? So his jersey sales were up 400% when this all started happening. And my only point was it's up 400% from 40 jerseys because it's not like he's getting traded around or playing for different teams. If you have a Travis Kelce jersey, you don't buy a new Travis Kelce jersey every single year, right? You have your Travis Kelce jersey and you wear it, and then if you get like other jerseys as well, if you're a jersey wearer. So it's like.
So do you know the numbers in terms of where he ranked prior to the Taylor Swift story breaking?
No, this is
jersey sales, because I know he was selling more than 40 jerseys.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I think the point still remains.
I see the point you're trying to make.
It's not like he got traded to Carolina and then all the Carolina fan base got his jersey. He's been on the Chiefs.
Sure.
They probably pull those numbers from current year's sales numbers, though, right?
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, it could have been like the previous week. I don't know what the stat was. It was they're up 400%.
Do they get a cut of like their own jersey sales, you think? Like,
probably not.
I wonder.
I'm sure that they do. I bet you could.
You think so?
I bet the NFLPA has arranged some sort of agreement where, it's either it could be on a per jersey basis, or it could be just a flat one-time fee or annual fee that they get for allowing them to sell their name and likeness on the jersey.
Sorry, Wargo. Go ahead.
I don't think they get any. I don't think they get anything. They just wouldn't surprise me. I think they should. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I'm going to take Kansas City here. I kind of like what Tom says with Patrick Mahomes in the rain, but also the Sirianni effect as well on the road. It's a big game. I just see sad Sirianni when I think about this game. I've been trying to tap into my brain and envision these games like Mariah said, and I just see sad Sirianni just getting rained on with that look that he has.
I do hate his face. My God, he has just got the least likable.
Like the Jets quarterbacks or Jets.
You like Robert Saleh's fake Sims beard that he can grow within like 25 minutes. Yeah. That thing, he has no fade on the sideburns either. It's like he starts full sideburn on a bald head. Yeah. I mean, it is. He grew that thing like
it's got to be implanted.
He grew that thing so fast too. I mean, like that is a sign of like a true alpha male. Like
he looks like somebody who could pull you over in just like his Mercedes. Like if he was driving behind me and he was like pull over, I'd be like, oh shit, it's an undercover cop.
Yeah, he's like, if I want a beard, I'll have a beard right now, and just like, and then it's on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's this week. I think
10 minutes to kick off.
Yep.
We have three games that we all four picked the same on.
There was a note.
Green Bay, Commanders, Giants.
There was a note for this week's episode. Maybe we can hit this real quick before the games kick off. Is the movie to watch, best movies to watch during the holiday season that aren't holiday movies. Completely unrelated to football, but I love these types of questions. Does anybody want to kick us off? I can start because I'm primed and ready to go with this one. I think we might as well add it in because it's not too much of an ad, but we should do our favorite actual holiday movie during the holidays and then the non-holiday movie during the holidays. But yeah, you can go ahead and kick it off, Luke. I can tell you've given. I'd imagine Jesse and I are going to have the same favorite holiday movie because it's just like a family tradition of ours. Mm-hmm. And that's Christmas Vacation. Clark Griswold. Sure. You don't even really need to put much explanation there. For me, non-holiday, I'm going to go with I like to really get hunkered down and be there for the long haul. I'm going Lord of the Rings Extendo. Bro, God dang it. That's literally we're talking 4+ hours on each film. Just burn the whole day. Fuck, we're not doing anything. Look outside, it's still snowing. Good. Yeah. Yes. I also want to note with Thanksgiving coming up this week, of our Thanksgiving in Colorado a few years ago, where we were fortunate enough to have Wargo join us and our family up outside of Boulder during Snowmageddon. There's 3 feet of snow on Thanksgiving. That was just a great experience up there in the cabin in the woods with all the snow. Mom almost drove us off a cliff. No, Jerry, at one point. And that was insane. That house was insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. The only bad thing was we didn't have internet, so we couldn't watch football.
That was tough. We were trying to stream the Bears game that day, and it was a battle the entire time. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
That was awesome. Yeah, no, I was happy to be a part of that. I still look back on, lots of memories from that cabin. It's just one of those things, like sometimes you do things and it's like hard to recall them where it's like, oh yeah. And like, you think about something like 5 years later, but it's like, I feel like I can recall every specific detail of like the house was crazy. We found all the little like, cute little trinkets and stuff around the house. It was wild. Very,
sounds fun.
There's some weird shit in that house for sure.
right.
Yeah.
It was everywhere you looked. So God, when I put that question down, it was Lord of the Rings for me. So I'm going to have to pick another one now. And I think I might just do a great movie recommendation. It's one of the ones that we bought on Amazon. Like, I don't really buy movies on Amazon, right? It's kind of a weird thing for me. I don't know. I just like a hard copy. But National Lampoon's for one. And then for the other one, Christmas Vacation, obviously. And then for the other one, gosh, I'd be between, because again, I'm just picking a good movie really at this point, because mine would also be Lord of the Rings, but that's not fun. And for the same reasons, obviously. But I'll go Lawless is a great movie. And we talked about Nolan earlier. I'm pretty sure he still has my hard copy of Lawless. Fortunately, I bought that on Amazon. And then Wind River with Jeremy Renner. That's just a badass movie.
Yeah.
Some of the acting's kind of funny. It's very quotable. What do you want me to do? Where do I go? That's a pretty good line that I like to quote pretty frequently. But check that movie out. You'll know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Take it away.
Jesse, go ahead.
I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't prepared for this question.
Yeah, I wasn't either, but I got some.
Christmas Vacation.
Didn't read the notes.
No. But then I don't know, non-holiday movie that you would still watch around the Christmas time. I mean, it could be anything, Tom, you go.
Yeah, I feel like people say. I feel like Harry Potter has to be a Christmas movie. Like they're not. There's only like 2 Christmas scenes across
Harry Potter
movies.
Sorcerer's Stone is a Christmas movie. Everything else, maybe the second one. Anyways, I love those movies. But I'm going with a newer movie. Elf. I mean, I freaking love Elf. Makes me just giggle my butt off, dude. And just pulls the heartstrings to the end. And then a non-Christmas movie in honor of Bruce Willis.
Oh God, I knew we had one of those in here.
Element, dude.
I knew we had one in there.
Fifth Element?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Tom, I love that pick so much. For the 4 people that watch this podcast, which is all 4 of us on here currently that will ever see it. Hopefully there'll be more. But every single person thought when you just said that you were going to say Die Hard. And the fact that you said Fifth Element, I love you for that.
Yeah.
I love you for that. That movie is so good.
It is.
That wasn't even on my radar, but I'm about to just skip football today and watch Fifth Element.
It's over.
No doubt.
Love it.
Oh my God.
And
I know Jesse agrees with me on this.
Yeah. No, Fifth Element is a great movie. Watched it probably, I don't know, 20 times at least.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker as Rudy Rod is.
Dude, I'm still trying to get Lindy on board to watch it.
Right. Let's go Bears.
Yeah. Let's go Bears.
Wait, Jesse, what was your non-Christmas movie?
Yeah, I'm not.
He's with Tom on Fifth Element.
Seriously, Fifth Element. Let's go.
All right.
I don't know. Gremlins. You guys like that?
Oh no,
Christmas movie.
That's not a good movie.
I mean, no judgment on your picks. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
teach your own. But
yikes.
Fifth Element takes the cake. That just won the podcast. Good job, Tom.
Hell yeah, Tom.
Nice. Well, we did it, guys.
Best of luck today.
Yeah, let's go Bears.
Let's go Bears. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.